Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. I am Dr. Bushra Shahzad. It's a continuity of catabolism of carbon skeleton of amino acid. Today we are going to discuss catabolism of lysine, tryptophan, methionine and branch chained amino acid. Now the catabolism of lysine. Initial reaction of L-lysine catabolism in human liver form crotonyl-CoA. Crotonyl-CoA is then degraded to acetyl-CoA by the reactions of fatty acid catabolism. Reaction 1 and 2 convert the shift base formed between alpha-ketoglutarate and the epsilon amino group of lysine to L-alpha amino adipate delta semialdehyde. Saccharopene is an intermediate during this conversion. Reaction 1 and 2 both are catalyzed by a single bifunctional enzyme, amino adipate delta semialdehyde synthase. N-terminal and C-terminal domains of amino adipate delta semialdehyde synthase contain lysine alpha-ketoglutarate reductase and sarcopene dehydrogenase activity respectively. That is lysine alpha-ketoglutarate reductase activity at N-terminal and saccharopene dehydrogenase activity at C-terminal. Reduction of L-alpha amino adipate delta semialdehyde to L-alpha amino adipate, which is reaction 3, is followed by transamination to alpha ketoadipate, which is reaction 4. Conversion of alpha ketoadipate to the thioester glutaryl CoA, which is reaction 5, is followed by the decarboxylation of glutaryl CoA to crotonyl CoA, which is reaction 6. Reduction of crotonyl CoA by crotonyl CoA reductase forms butanoyl CoA in a NADPH dependent reaction. Butanyl CoA is then degraded to the acetyl CoA by the reaction of fatty acid catabolism. A metabolic defect at reaction 6 results in an inherited metabolic disease that is associated with striatal and cortical degeneration and is characterized by elevated concentration of glutarate and its metabolites, glutaconate and 3-hydroxyglutarate. Hyperlysinemia can result from a metabolic defect in either the first or second activity of the bifunctional enzyme amino adipate delta semialdehyde synthase, but this is accompanied by the elevated levels of the blood saccharopene only if the defect involves the second activity. The challenge in management of these metabolic defects is to restrict dietary intake of L-lysine without producing malnutrition. Catabolism of tryptophan. Tryptophan is degraded to amphibolic intermediates via the kynurenine and threnylate pathway. Tryptophan 2,3-dioxygenase, which is also called tryptophan pyruvase, opens the indole ring of tryptophan, incorporates molecular oxygen and form N-formyl kynurenine. Tryptophan oxygenase, an iron porphyrin metalloprotein that is inducible in liver by adrenal corticosteroids and by tryptophan, is feedback inhibited by nicotinic acid derivatives, including NADPH. Then hydrolytic removal of the formyl group of N-formyl kynurenine catalyzed by kynurenine formylase produced kynurenine. Kynurenine will convert into 3L-hydroxykynurenine by kynurenine hydroxylase, then 3L-hydroxykynurenine in a reaction catabolized by pyridoxal phosphate dependent kynurenase into 3-hydroxy and threnylate, which will be converted to 2-acrolyl 3-aminofumarate by 3-hydroxy and threnylate oxidase. 2-acrolyl 3-aminofumarate decarboxylated into 2-amino cis muconate semialdehyde, which will be deaminated into oxaloprotonate. It will convert into alpha ketoadipate, which ultimately forms the acetyl-CoA. Hartnup disease reflects impaired intestinal and renal transport of tryptophan and other neural amino acids. Indole derivatives of unabsorbed tryptophan formed by intestinal bacteria are excreted. The defect limits tryptophan availability for niacin biosynthesis and accounts for the plagra like sign and symptoms. Since kynurenine requires pyridoxal phosphate, reactions of xanthurenate in response to a tryptophan load is diagnostic of vitamin B6 deficiency. There is formation of xanthurenate in vitamin B6 deficiency. The conversion of tryptophan metabolites 3-hydroxykynurenine to 3-hydroxy and threnylate is impaired in vitamin B6 deficiency, and a large portion is therefore converted to xanthurenate as seen in this figure. Catabolism of methionine. First, there is formation of S-adenosyl methionine, which is active methionine. Methionine reacts with ATP forming S-adenosyl methionine, also called SAM, which is active methionine. S-adenosyl methionine or SAM is a high energy compound that is unusual in that it contains no phosphate. The methyl group attached to the sulfur in SAM is activated and can be transferred by methyl transferases to a variety of receptors such as norepinephrine in the synthesis of epinephrine. The methyl group is usually transferred to nitrogen or oxygen atoms, as with epinephrine synthesis and degradation respectively, and sometimes to carbon atom, as with cytosine. The reaction product S-adenosyl homocysteine is a simple thioether analogous to methionine. The resulting loss of free energy makes methyl transfer essentially irreversible. After donation of methyl group, S-adenosyl methionine will converted into S-adenosyl homocysteine. S-adenosyl homocysteine is hydrolyzed to homocysteine and adenosine in next reaction. Homocysteine has two fates. If there is a deficiency of methionine, homocysteine may be remethylated to methionine. If methionine stores are adequate, homocysteine may enter the transsulfuration pathway where it is converted to cysteine. Methionine resynthesis occurs when homocysteine accepts a methyl group from N,5-methyl tetrahydrofolate in a reaction requiring methylcobalamin, which is a coenzyme derived from vitamin B12. The methyl group is transferred by methionine synthase from the B12 derivative to homocysteine, regenerating methionine. Cobalamin is remethylated from N,5-methyl tetrahydrofolate. Cysteine synthesis occurs when homocysteine condenses with serine, forming cystathionine, which is hydrolyzed to alpha-ketobutyrate and cysteine. This vitamin B6 requiring sequence has the net effect of converting serine to cysteine and homocysteine to alpha-ketobutyrate, which is oxidatively decarboxylated to form propionyl CoA. Propionyl CoA is converted to CoA. Relationship of homocysteine to vascular disease. Elevation in plasma homocysteine levels promote oxidative damage, inflammation and endothelial dysfunction, and are an independent risk factor for occlusive vascular diseases such as the cardiovascular disease and stroke. Mild elevation, hyperhomocysteinemia are seen in approximately 7% of the population. Plasma homocysteine levels are inversely related to the plasma levels of folate, B12 and B6. The three vitamins involved in the conversion of homocysteine to methionine and cysteine. Supplementation with these vitamins has been shown to reduce circulating levels of homocysteine. However, in patients with established cardiovascular disease, vitamin therapy does not decrease cardiovascular events or death. This raises the question as to whether homocysteine is the cause of the vascular damage or merely a marker of such damage. Large elevations in plasma homocysteine as a result of rare deficiencies in cystathionine beta synthase of the transsulfuration pathway are seen in the patients with classic homocystinuria, resulting from severe hyperhomocysteinemia more than 100 micromole per liter. Deficiencies in the remethylation reaction also result in a rise in homocysteine. Elevated homocysteine and decreased folic acid levels in pregnant women are associated with increased incidence of neural tube defects, which is improper closure as in spina bifida in the fetus. Periconceptual supplementation with folate reduces the risk of such defects. Folic acid and amino acid metabolism. Some synthetic pathway requires the addition of single carbon groups that exist in a variety of oxidation states, including formyl, methinyl, methylene, and methyl. These single carbon groups can be transferred from carrier compounds such as tetrahydrofolate and S-adenosyl methionine to specific structures that are being synthesized or modified. The one carbon pool refers to the single carbon units attached to this group of carriers. Carbon dioxide coming from bicarbonate is carried by the vitamin biotin, which is prosthetic group for most carboxylation reaction but is not considered a member of the one carbon pool. Defects in the ability to add or remove biotin from decarboxylases results in multiple carboxylase deficiency. Treatment is supplementation with biotin. The active form of folic acid, tetrahydrofolate, is produced from folate by dihydrofolate reductase in a two-step reaction requiring 2-nicotinamide adenine dinucleotide phosphate. The one carbon unit carried by the tetrahydrofolate is bound to N5 or N10 or both N5 and N10 tetrahydrofolate. Folate deficiency presents as a megaloblastic anemia because of decreased availability of the purines and of the thymidine monophosphate needed for DNA synthesis. Now the branch-chain amino acids. The initial reactions are common to all three branch-chain amino acids. The first three reactions of the catabolism of isoleucine, leucine and valine are analogous to reactions of fatty acid catabolism. There is transfer of the amino groups of all three branch-chain amino acids to alpha-ketoglutarate, which is catalyzed by a single vitamin B6 dependent enzyme, which is branch-chain amino acid aminotransferase. This enzyme is expressed primarily in skeletal muscles. Following transamination, the carbon skeletons of the resulting alpha-keto acid undergo oxidative decarboxylation and conversion to coenzyme A thioester. This multiple process is catalyzed by the mitochondrial branch-chain alpha-keto acid dehydrogenase complex, whose components are functionally identical to those of the pyruvate dehydrogenase complex. Like pyruvate dehydrogenase complex, the branch-chain alpha-keto acid dehydrogenase complex consists of 5 components. These 5 components are: number 1, E1-thiamine pyrophosphate dependent branch-chain alpha-keto acid decarboxylase. Number 2, E2-dihydrolipid transacylase contains lipomide. Number 3, E3-dihydrolipoamide dehydrogenase contains FAD. Number 4, protein kinase, and number 5, protein phosphatase. Protein kinase and protein phosphatase regulate activity of the branch-chain alpha-keto acid dehydrogenase complex via phosphorylation, which causes inactivation, and dephosphorylation, which causes activation. Dehydrogenation of the resulting coenzyme A thioesters proceeds like the dehydrogenation of lipid dried fatty acyl CoA. thioesters. Subsequent reactions that are unique for carbon skeleton of each amino acids. As we have seen in the previous slide that initial 3 reaction of leucine catabolism results in the formation of beta-methyl-protonyl CoA. Leucine being ketogenic is catabolized to acetoacetate and acetyl CoA. Valine catabolized to methacrylyl CoA in initial 3 reaction. Methacrylyl CoA formed initially by catabolism of valine, ultimately converted to succinyl CoA. After transamination, oxidative decarboxylation and dehydrogenation, isoleucine is converted to tiglyl CoA. Tiglyl CoA ultimately catabolized into acetyl CoA and propionyl CoA. In addition, NADH and FADH2 are produced in the decarboxylation and dehydrogenation reactions respectively. Branch-chain amino acid catabolism also results in glutamine and alanine being synthesized and sent out into blood from muscle. Maple syrup urine disease is a rare autosomal recessive disorder. Partial or complete deficiency in branch-chain alpha-ketoacid dehydrogenase, a mitochondrial enzyme complex that oxidatively decarboxylates leucine, isoleucine and valine. Branch-chain amino acids and their corresponding alpha-ketoacids accumulates in the blood, this causing a toxic effect that interferes with brain functions. The disease is characterized by feeding problems, vomiting, ketoacidosis, change in muscle tone. The neurological problems that can result in coma primarily due to the rise in leucine. There is characteristic maple syrup-like odor of the urine or like burnt sugar due to the rise in isoleucine. If untreated, the disease is fatal. If treatment is delayed, intellectual disability results. The term maple syrup urine disease includes a classic type and several variant forms of the disorder. The classic neonatal onset form is the most common type of maple syrup urine disease. Leukocytes are cultured skin fibroblasts from these patients show little or no branch-chain ketoacid activity, branch-chain alpha-ketoacid dehydrogenase activity. Infants with classic maple syrup urine disease show symptoms within the first several days of life. If not diagnosed and treated, classic maple syrup urine disease is lethal in the first week of life. Patients with intermediate forms have a higher level of enzyme activity up to 30% of normal. The symptoms are milder and show an onset from infancy to adolescence. Patients with the rare thiamine-dependent variant of maple syrup urine disease respond to large doses of this vitamin. Screening and diagnosis. As with phenylketonuria, prenatal diagnosis and neonatal screening are available, and most affected individuals are compound heterozygotes. Early diagnosis and lifelong dietary treatment is essential if the child with maple syrup urine disease is to develop normally. Maple syrup urine disease is treated with a synthetic formula that is free of branched-chain amino acids, supplemented with limited amounts of leucine, isoleucine and valine to allow for normal growth and development without producing toxic levels. Elevated leucine is the cause of the neurologic damage in maple syrup urine disease, and its level is carefully monitored. Branched-chain amino acids are an important energy source in times of metabolic need, and individuals with maple syrup urine disease are at risk of decompensation during periods of protein catabolism. Sources of lecture from Harper and Lippincott Biochemistry. Thank you very much.